Alright, gang, welcome back to our Maize Challenge on Riverbend Springs. It is now December. We are actively drilling this field here that we harvested in the last episode. We're putting some soybeans in there. Give me a second here, gang. My microphone just fell down all of a sudden. Apologize. Anyway, we are re-drilling this field with soybeans. I'm pretty excited about that. I love soybeans, so this is going to be some good money for us. It will take a while, but it's going to be some good money for us. And it should average out to about the right time when we harvest this field. That'll be the best time for us to sell soybeans, so that should work out as well. Also have some new exciting things that have occurred at the farm, which I will show you here very soon once we get back there. No new additions specifically, but just something a little exciting to see. Yeah, we're moving along here. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. The first episode of the very complex and convoluted Survive 25 challenge came out yesterday, so if you haven't checked that out, you should certainly do so. Probably don't do the best job of explaining it perfectly in the beginning, but yeah, give it a shot. Check it out. It's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna definitely push my limits, and it's gonna be a pretty fun challenge and a long one, to say the least. Back on old Zelonka, the one map that I really didn't like that much at all once I started playing it a little bit more in FS25, but it certainly does appear, at least on the surface, that they made some minor modifications to it to make it a little bit more inviting. It's less gloomy. Still almost, I don't think they changed anything, really. It's still like the identical fields and everything else. But we're starting in the north of the map versus when we did on FS25, we were in the south of the map, so a little bit of a different feel, a little bit of a different area for sure. This challenge seems to be, everybody seems to be enjoying this challenge, so thank you all of you who continue to support, and any of you that are new, welcome. This is a good one. This is a good one. Now, the East Asian map, I'm going to say the name wrong, the Hungtan Pantai, or however you say it. I'm still trying to kind of find out the details of what I want to do on that map. Realistically, what I don't want to do is put that map out and not be completely happy with it, because it appears that we're going to be running these three maps for quite a while here before anything new will come out in Mod Hub, any new map or anything like that. So I just want to make sure that it's as good as I can make it to keep the interest for everybody. So probably episode 1 of that series more than likely is going to come out probably not tomorrow, but possibly the day after that. We'll see. Once that one comes out, we'll get in a bit more of a scheduled rhythm here. Right now, I'm just kind of releasing them as they're ready. But we'll get kind of in more of a schedule here pretty soon once we get that under control. So far, though, I was really expecting the East Asian map to be my favorite, and I think this map is my favorite. The East Asian map is cool. It's definitely cool. There's parts of it that are really awesome, but it's not exactly what I had envisioned or thought it was going to be, I guess. I mean, I don't mean that negatively at all. It's just, it's still a fun map. It's a cool map. I just was expecting... There's a tiny section of it that is very, like, old, and I was expecting all of it to be kind of old and all of it to be kind of in the mountains, and that's not exactly how the map is. But it's still good. It's good. Whatever I decide to do with that map, we likely will be doing rice for sure, I can tell you that. We'll probably be doing all the new stuff, which that's the kind of the biggest problem I'm having, right? Is most of the stuff that I do, challenge-wise, it's all, you know, you're starting with no money, basically. And to do the harvesting of most of that, and what I mean by that is I'm talking like the peas and the green beans, all that, the harvester is like $500,000. So I'm not really able to do what I typically would do, at least not anytime soon, until they start releasing some stuff on ModHub for that, right? So it's kind of put me in a bit of a pickle here on what and how I want to do that map. That's the reason why we're kind of waiting, and why it's been a couple of episodes here of this, and then we're going to have a couple episodes of the Zlonka Survive 25 as well before that comes into play. But we'll figure something out. It may just be, maybe it's a smaller series than normal, so we can actually do those items, and maybe we go a different path. Maybe we go a completely different way than what I envisioning. Maybe we do you have to have so much horsepower. Maybe it has to be like a 600 horsepower challenge or a 500 horsepower challenge or whatever it is. Like, that would be an interesting one. You couldn't have any small equipment. You had to get all very, very expensive equipment. And maybe you just start with some, some dollars of some sort and have to figure out a way to make it work. So I'm still kind of playing with different ideas and trying to figure it out. I guess that's a long-winded version of me saying I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with that map. Now today we are going to, obviously, we're drilling this field here, but after that we really don't have anything else left to do on the farm. We have currently $15,000. It is December. It's not a bad time to sell the corn. If you recall, we left the corn in the harvester itself. Luckily it didn't rain or anything overnight, so we didn't have to worry about that. But I don't necessarily know if I would call it cheaty, because the game lets you do it, but I guess it sort of kind of is. But anyway, really the best time to sell it is in January, the corn. As with most things, it's December or January. But I think unless we absolutely have to use it, I think we're going to hold off on selling it once again until January. I'd like to get the most money for it, if at all possible. That way we can, justify the amount of money we spent on this field and hopefully make, a good chunk of that back. Half of it back, right? The ground deformation there is, I've been noticing it lately, but I really wasn't noticing it until, now. It's pretty cool seeing that the tire tracks there in the areas where, it's not being drilled, that are already drilled, or in the headland areas. They did a good job with that. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take or how long it's going to be before we start encountering some severe weather like tornadoes, right? Hopefully it's not anytime soon, but at the same time, I kind of want it to be soon because I want to see it, right? But it wouldn't be ideal right now, given the fact we have no money and we really have, like, no land, and we're not making a ton of money. It would be better off if it was to wait for a little while. If we were just able to squeeze past that for a little while. If it happens, I'm fine with it happening. I just don't want it to hit our land, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So we're almost done here. I'm not going to put any kind of time lapse or anything like that because we just have a few more passes here, but let's get it done, and I'll head back to the farm here, and I will show you what I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. It's exciting. It's very exciting. Alright, we're done here. Just one little tiny splash and dash there. Not even splash and dash. We're not splashing anything, but one little tiny drill there, and we're done. So we'll head back up here to the farm, and I'll show you what I've been talking about. It does appear to me that the tractor marks when you're going through, the mud and stuff, they appear a little bit better on the road and from before, right? Looks like they did a little bit better of a job there with making that look a little bit more realistic. So that's good. I like that. So we're heading back on up here, and the thing I've been kind of teasing at the beginning is the corn is now high enough that we can legitimately call it a maze again. When we started, before I hit the record button, I ran through the maze there, and it's high enough. You can't see, so we can run the maze now. We could actually open it up, and there you go. As you can see, it just populated. So let me put this over here to the side. We'll park this real quick. We'll walk over there and I'll show you real time in first person view. Now, unfortunately, there's still nothing really out there except for that government subsidy thing, which is an astronomical amount of money for me to, you know, kind of make a profit on this maze yet. So hopefully here in the near future there'll be a mod that comes out, but you know, we gain a little bit of extra money. Like I know in FS25 there was the mod with like the gas tanks or whatever, where you could make, you know, a certain amount of dollars. We could utilize that, right, to offset maybe the cost of you know, selling tickets to the maze. But here you go, coming through the maze here. It's not as high as it needs to be because I can still see through and everything, right? So it's not as thick as it needs to be, but you can't see once you get in here. I mean, you really can't. So it's a legitimate maze now at this point, right? Trying to figure out where you're going, how to get in, how to get out. And eventually, it's not going to be today, but eventually, we will see if we can do it, right? We'll go through the maze and see if we can do it. Probably when we're close to ending the series, we'll attempt to try to go through it and see if we can figure out a way out. So, we got to put some more stuff down. And I'm hoping today we'll be able to do at least one of those, like put down some kind of, you know, placeable of some sort to put into the maze, just to add something to it finally. Okay, so we completed what we really had to do today. We're not going to end the episode there, obviously, because that would be a really, really short episode. So let's see if there's any kind of contracts out there for us. We've got a harvesting contract. Spinach. Oat, that's a little bit better. That's what we need. That is far, far away. But that's really the only thing we're going to be able to do unless we, you know, do something else that we borrow their equipment, which means we lose a little bit of money. I would like to do these wood ones, but I'm going to hold off on them for right now. I think we take this one. It's $3,000. It's not terrible. That's a decent price. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a field. I'm not even, I don't need to lease anything. We'll just take ours down there. We might run into some issues. So I think we're going to go, it's going to be a long drive to get down there. But I think if we go, instead of taking the ferry and going through the city, which is going to be tighter, I think if we go to the right here and take the big road, I can't really hover over it here. I guess I can do it this way. If we kind of follow this path down this way, we get over here to this road, this big road right here, and we just follow this down, all the way down to 75, we should be able to hit that without a whole lot of probably major issues. So there's not a whole lot of like buildings or anything. So it's just going to be cars that are in the way, right? Which, if we do that, though, that means we do have to sell the corn out of the harvester. But given the fact that we don't have anything else to do, let's do it. And then we'll make $3,000 off of that, too. Ooh, there's a Zator out in the used market. Well, we can't really afford it anyway, so I don't know why I'm looking at that. But going to the wrong thing here. Let's grab it before somebody else does. Okay, we have it. We need to unload this into our truck. We'll have to take the truck down there, too. What happened to my wheel? What in the world happened to my wheel? What? Okay. Wasn't really expecting that. That is some severe damage. I don't know if that's... I started the truck. What are you doing? I started the truck 3 times. It didn't start. How would that have happened? So that's something else we have to work about. We have to worry about doing too, right? We've got to get some kind of a maintenance shed up here so we can just repair our equipment, because we bought a lot of the equipment used, so it's going to need some repairing, right? We're just going to sell this right here. It's pretty much the same as everywhere else for the most part. The train, I think, had another $60 on it, maybe. But I'm fine with this. This should get us a decent amount of money, honestly. because it was like 2,200 and something, I think, last I looked. So it should be a decent amount. The best normally on the average is 2,500, so yeah, so 4,358 out of that. It's not bad. We're almost to 20 grand here. We should get well over that when we get the rest of this out of here. Man, that, look at that. It's like glitching and everything. Oh boy. Well, hopefully we can still drive it. Hopefully it's not so damaged that we can't drive it anymore. That would be, oof, that would be disastrous. Yeah, so we should get to $22,000, something like that. We just need to get some more money, though, so we can actually buy another plot of land or something, right? All right, 3,775. So I'll tell you what, I'll see how this goes, but I'll get the harvester back to the location, right? And we'll get it prepped and ready to go. I've got to switch the header out, and we're going to have to take this truck down here as well. But let me get all of that taken care of, all of this set up, and I'll try to get down there, and hopefully this wheel holds up, I guess. Hope it doesn't, like... I feel like it's just partially glitched. I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be doing what it's doing. Anyway, I will head there, and I will see you when we get there. Alright, that field's all done. I caused a bit of a traffic jam there. I didn't didn't realize that anybody was really going to be driving down this little side road here. I thought it would be there really wouldn't be a whole lot of traffic there, but I was completely wrong. Now, we are taking this to the farmer's market that's just pretty much right on our land, so we know... Oh, we got to get a name for the orange car. We don't have a name for the orange car yet. Some of you who have been around for a long, long time know there was a specific map where these cars caused a lot of issues for me. And we all ended up started naming them. We got Walter, we've got Alfred, we've got Scarlet, we've got Byron. We got all kinds of names for the colors of the cars. And the issues they always present to me. Specifically, Byron and Walter seem to be the worst. Scarlet is getting up there as well a little bit, I think. But in any case, we now have an orange car. We have to figure out the name of that. And we've got school buses and everything else. We got all kinds of names we're going to have to come up with here in FS25 if we can carry along. But that's the first real issue we've had, I think, to this point with any of the cars. So hopefully it's not as much as it was on... the 200 horsepower challenge from FS22 on my channel. That one was pretty much the entire time, right? So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how we go as we carry on here, how it goes. Man, I am all over the road here driving this thing. Wasn't too bad, that harvest. We should get a decent amount of profit out of this. Wow, just run right into the pole there, Z. We should get a decent amount of profit out of this. It is oat. Oat is good to sell in December, so we'll see. But we're going to make a couple of trips doing this, so we'll show you the first one, and then I'll unload the harvester again and bring it up here. And I don't think, actually, it might be 2.5 trips we might have to make. I'm not going to sit there and just go back and forth showing me do the trips back and forth. But once we get to the last load, I definitely will. Alright, so we're not making any money of this. This is all going to the contract itself. So one trailer load got us about 8% through. Okay. Alright. I'm going to go get the rest, gang. I will be back once we have the final load, alright? Also, I forgot to mention, I did reset the game and the wheels back to normal, so that was just some kind of a glitch. I don't know what it was, but the wheels back to normal, obviously you probably noticed that during the time lapse, but just wanted to call that out really quick. So, yeah, we're going to make at least one more trip after this one. Just one more trip after this one, and we'll be done. So I'll go sell this one. We'll sell it. I will go sell it, I guess, for this contract. We're not making any money off of it yet, but the next load, we probably should make a little bit of money off of that. Alright, we're pulling back up here, gang. We're pretty much done here, 97%, so most of this is going to be profit for us. So not too bad. Should get us above the 25,000, and like I said, we're going to put something down in the maze there. One other thing I want to note is I think I kind of figured out how I'm going to do the other map here. I've been talking about it a little bit, how I wasn't fully sure if I had what I wanted yet, and I think like I finally got there. So 25,058, so... look out for that. There's going to probably be an episode. It'll probably be tomorrow's episode, honestly. It'll probably be in place of, well, not really in place, but we'll probably put it out in the next episode, more than likely. Might change, but more than likely. All right, so we're at 25,000. Once we turn this in, 28,072, which is really nice. Let's get into here. We want to find... I don't remember what it's under. It's here. Yep, others. So we just want to find some stuff that's relatively inexpensive, like this grain bin. Purely decorational. It's an old, fallen apart grain bin. I feel like that would be something you would see in here. As far as where I want to put it... good question. I'm not going to put it here because well, its area is restricted anyway, so I'm probably going to put a tractor right here since this is basically a little dude driving a tractor. See, there's a farmer driving the tractor here. In this area, there's not a whole lot of room, so I probably won't put it here unless I decide to kill some crop, which I wasn't really planning on doing. So it's going to be over in this area somewhere. This area is restricted, so we'll have to put something else there. There's some areas that it won't allow you to put anything in. It's for restriction for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because there was something there before that I removed or what it is, but it won't allow you to do it in certain areas. But I think this would be nice to have this somewhere in the maze. And given the size of it and what it is, there's not many places we could put it without causing mayhem, right? Where should we put this at, gang? Part of me thinks like here, but I'm afraid I'm going to kill crop doing this. Now, granted, it's not that much corn here, but maybe back here. Yeah, I think back here looks actually pretty good. Let me try to get over the top of it here. Try to do the best I can to kind of get it in the middle. That'll work. Sweet. We got something to add to the maze now. Is there anything else we can add in there that's reasonably priced? That's not, you know, outrageous. I don't want to spend a ton of money here. Not really looking like it too much, honestly. Maybe a little bin here, a grain bin, but I mean, we already have kind of one of those. I'm thinking we want something else in there. We already have the windmill, maybe a water tank. Yeah, a water tank could be good. Gotta figure out where I want to put that. And I'm also going to figure out where we want the exit to be, right? It seems like there's a bunch of exits here. There's an exit here, there's one here, right? You see, I kind of like it there, too, even though I said I was going to put a tractor there. It's just kind of too big, really, right? That's the problem we're dealing with. This is just a little bit too big for what we're trying to accomplish. I'm not really seeing anywhere for this, so I guess we'll have to think about that one a little bit more. Unless we decide to put it back. Maybe we could put it here. We could put it here. This is kind of a dead end anyway. We could put it here. It's all, I mean, we're putting two things very similar to each other right now, but that's okay. I mean, eventually it's going to get all filled up anyway, right? Cool. Water tower's in there. Awesome. All right. Let's go give it a little view here from down below. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Gives you some more points to, you know, remember where you've been, where you're going, right? When you're down in here in the stuff, it's going to be hard to see, but I bet if you're in here, you can see, though, at least for right now. When the corn gets taller, you might not be able to, but if you run across them again, you'll be like, yeah, I've already seen that. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to see the water tower, but you can certainly see the big silo grain. So that's good. That's helpful little points of contact for when you're doing the maze. Awesome. All right. Well, gang, I know it's a little bit of a shorter episode here, but more than likely, unless we find another contract here, we're probably going to call it. Let's just make sure there's nothing out there. There's harvesting, so maybe not. There's a bunch of harvesting contracts here. A bunch. That's right next to us, actually. Ooh, that's a huge one. 13,000? That's a huge one. These are all really big. I'd love to do those, but they're gigantic. Yeah, those are too big. So I think, gang, we're going to call the episode at that point. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. There are more videos in the corners for you to check out. Make sure you stay tuned for the new challenge that's going to be coming out tomorrow, like I said, more than likely. If not tomorrow, it'll be the day after. So either way, stay tuned for that one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.